Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ibex Gaming Circuit Winter Split 2026. I am live alongside Kiki today for, what is VisionGaming versus Dive. Kiki, how are you doing?
Doing very well. Pleasure to be here once again on the VisionGaming channel itself. And yeah, let's just say it's a tale all this time, because honestly, I don't think I've casted any other two Swiss teams more than Dive versus VisionGaming. Maybe partly because, you know, we covered VisionGaming during the Swiss LAN. But the thing is, in general, I don't know, it feels like whenever it's Dive and VisionGaming, we always kind of win it out easily. But, you know, I don't want to call anything, but generally, it's gonna be a very fun one. But first off, let's have a look at what the players think about the teams. Who is actually the powerhouse of the IGC, and what do we actually have to look at here, Daramus? So please, take us through the power rankings here, Daramus.
I will do with my crackly microphone. VisionGaming in first in the power rankings. Nothing much has changed there, but like again, Dive down in 6th place. But it's kind of an interesting one between 3rd and 6th. They're all in that amalgamation of 4th place. So Dive can bounce around the entire league table really in those positions. It's quite comfortable for VisionGaming up top, T2 in 2nd. They seem to be at demand in 2nd, but VisionGaming on an odd run of form so far, as well as Dive. Like the season so far, I guess you could really say has been unexpected. Dive losing their first 2 games. KOM was their last game. They lost that comfortably as far as I remember, and VisionGaming losing to Scythe of Seraph, who are 4th in the power rankings there. But yeah, these are your results as of late. My Insanity beating Dive at 3-2 even, and KOM beating Dive 3-1. Again, they just haven't been able to get on the right foot, which is good for us. But looking at our form as well, we started off strong 3-1, and then when we moved to the main broadcast on the Ibex Gaming Circuit channel, we fumbled the bag heavily.
I will say, it did look very one-sided as well. I was the one covering it, and I must say, Scythe of Seraph, really, really powerful team. Like, maybe some sort of dark horse here, but they sincerely have that firepower amongst their ranks. And it felt like our boys didn't have the connection in terms of just being able to kind of, you know, get the chemistry on lock as much as we're used to them having that, you know, that duo in Maki and Celt. It didn't feel like that Maki and Celt connection existed at all, actually, which I was very surprised to see. But it was mainly somehow Celt and Zico just putting up the shots, with Maki kind of being the 3rd man. I thought it would be somehow the other way around, but currently that's how things stand, and it's not a shame to lose to such a team of that caliber. Even the game they won, it felt like they barely won it with 1 goal standing, and it was a very, very close affair. And honestly, I still have good things to like draw out of that, considering that we were able to beat such a kind of great team in game, I believe it was game number 2, where we beat them. And Nap on Money, yeah, being able to take down Dive, previously known as Simurume, now reformed, actually, well, transferred over to Nap on Money. And honestly, My Insanity as well, taking out Dive. Very, very solid season for My Insanity starting out, but it's our turn to knock Dive down a peg, let's say, because I feel kind of bad, you know, we're going to be handing them their 3rd loss kind of here, you know.
3 losses back to back is how we're manifesting this one. But like when we saw the first series, we had Nagflow in our team. We were playing with a substitute essentially, and yeah, what happened there was absolute scenes. Nagflow was just banging them in left, right, and center, right? And it was perfect stuff to see. And then moving on to Scythe of Seraph, having that flop with our main roster, it's going to be an interesting one heading into this 3rd one. But like the run of form, like I said, has been all over the place, and we shall take a look at the league table now, just to give you a quick rundown of how everything has gone really. So T2 up in the top, which is where you'd expect them to be, but VisionGaming should be there as well, up top of the top of the table. But we are currently sat in 4th after that loss, going a perfect 50% game win percentage, winning 4, losing 4. But you know, it's worse for Dive. They have a -3 game difference, 3 and 6.
I will say, kind of in the expected range of not really the power rankings, but from my view, this seems like an okay table to look at in terms of the quality of the skill, in terms of what we know. Time to Esports, obviously previously known as the Swiss Monsters, now under a new name, obviously still dominating as the previous champions, and rightly so as well. They've showed true prowess. They haven't dropped a game yet, which is kind of insane. And speaking of insane, that Lion Santi in second place with 2-0, they must be feeling good, obviously. And yeah, both of us coming off of a loss. Well, Dive coming off of 2 losses, so definitely there were some talks in the changing rooms, you know, kind of looking at what we were able to do. But let's have a look at the rosters, because we have an interesting detail to mention about someone not playing. Shadow will be absent, and in his place you have...
Wrong week.
Wrong week, it's okay. We're on the wrong week, it doesn't matter. Anywho, Turb, Njib, and Nost are the ones fielding for Dive Esports, and on our side we have Maki, Selt, and Zico, the team that fielded on week 2 previously as well, with Toif and Nagflow as the subs, obviously. So Taramas, what are you expecting here from this kind of matchup? We know a lot about these players, we've seen them everywhere, from Talk is Cheap to Switzerland's, from the Swiss scene in general. What's your expectations? Who's going to be the kind of the star of the show?
Well, as you said, Maki and Selt have been the 2 link-up players, and when they link up strong. They end up getting the ball downfield, allowing comfortable pressure on the opposition. It's just trying to make that known now in this series, like return to the normality. Zico obviously coming in as well, shaking up the roster a little bit. I feel like they want some more consistency with the roster now, because obviously it's been 2 different rosters for the last 2 series. I feel like this will now be the consistent roster that we see. All 3 players there, Maki, Selt, and Zico, looking to come out fighting strong. And hopefully you will see that progression throughout the weeks to come. Dive Esports, Njib obviously being quite a solid player. But yeah, I mean, I'd say he'd be the one to watch for Dive, is Njib. However, I feel like, honestly, we're going to come out stronger for this one. But as far as I'm aware, in true Vision Gaming fashion, we do have a pre-game interview for you for both sides. So we shall take a look at that now.
Your season is off to a rocky start, losing both of your matches so far. Do you believe you can still make playoffs?
Honnêtement, oui. 2 défaites, c'est vrai que ça pique pour le début, mais ça nous définit clairement pas. Tant que mathématiquement ça reste possible, on y croit toujours. On sait très bien ce qu'on vaut, on n'a encore rien montré notre vrai niveau. Et on n'a même pas encore affronté T2 ni VG, donc le championnat il est loin d'être terminé. On reste réaliste, mais si on est confiant et qu'on joue comme on s'entraîne, les playoffs ils sont clairement à notre portée.
With your loss to Scythe of Seraph, you not just repeated history from last split, but also opened up the playoff race for the league. What went wrong in that series?
Boah, kann man nicht viel zu sagen. Man muss auch mal die anderen gewinnen lassen, sonst wäre es ja langweilig.
Dive is second in saves per game, second last in goals conceded per game, and has the worst shooting percentage in the league. What will be the magic recipe to get out of this rut?
Les stats montrent surtout qu'on est capable d'encaisser la pression. Être deuxième en arrêt, c'est pas rien non plus. Maintenant, l'objectif, on va dire, c'est de transformer cette solidité défensive en occasion beaucoup plus dangereuse. De mon côté, mon rôle, c'est plus de sécuriser derrière et de créer des opportunités avec mes mécaniques, on va dire, pour faire respirer l'équipe. Et quand on sera plus propre dans les cages, plus lucide dans la finition, ces stats vont vite changer. Il faut juste qu'on soit plus réaliste.
Do you see the season in danger as you have fallen to a weaker team, according to power rankings, this early?
Also eigentlich nicht wirklich. Ich bin eigentlich immer noch ziemlich confident, dass wir ein gutes Team sind immer noch in der Liga und dass auch sicher Playoffs eigentlich kein großes Thema ist, ob wir das erreichen oder nicht. Und danach werden wir sehen, wie es läuft und sicherlich nicht mehr solche Fehler machen wie in dem Game gegen SOS.
Do you have a pre-game ritual?
Pas de rituel spécial, on reste simple. Scrim avant, warm-up, basique, on se prend pas plus la tête.
If you win against Dive, their playoff hopes are pretty much eradicated. Does that motivate you? And if not, what gets you going?
Also mehr motivieren würde ich eigentlich nicht sagen, weil ich mag die Jungs von Dive auch, aber ich mag es nicht so ganz gegen sie zu spielen. Also wenn ihr da mehr wissen wollt, dann müsst ihr glaube ich mal Flo fragen.
You have been with Dive for over 2 years now. What makes you stay on the roster despite not winning any Swiss competitions?
On n'a peut-être pas encore de titre suisse, mais on a une sorte d'identité, on a une cohésion qui s'est créée au bout de ces 2 ans. J'ai quand même évolué avec cette équipe, autant que mentalement dans mon jeu. Mais j'ai envie quand même d'essayer de gagner avec eux pour l'instant, et quand ça arrivera, ça aura une valeur encore plus grosse.
What is your greatest strength as a player?
Also ich würde eigentlich sagen, den Ball zu meinen Mates kriegen. Also entweder 50 zu denen oder ich jump einfach rein wie ein Monkey und dann kommt er zu meinen Mates.
Final words for your opponents and prediction for your upcoming match?
Je dirais bonne chance. Faut nous sous-estimer pas. On a fait un mauvais début, mais ça montre pas pour autant notre vrai niveau. Et pour le prochain match, je dirais un petit 3-2 pour nous.
Ich denke, es wird ein entertaining Match und so wie Swifty immer sagt.
That's all for today. Thank you for answering our questions. Boys, take it away.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The Romas will be joining us via for microphone very soon, don't you worry, ladies and gentlemen, he's still here. We're just having some technical difficulties with setting up the camera itself, but he is well with us and he is still alongside us. He'll be missed. As I was gonna say, we have an interesting development. There he is, my beautiful man. We have an interesting development. Toy is gonna be subbing in for Zico, and Zico, the unresponsiveness does kick in sometime from his side, so not always the reliable, type of player you want him to be. But Toy, we don't have many stats on him, but we've seen him play previously. Obviously, he doesn't have much time for Rocket League in general, but he still retains some of those skills, I believe, so we should still be fine. For some of those, and we're just gonna be a bit delayed. We should kick off right now, but we are just slightly delayed because we are still waiting for the players of VisionGaming to see if we get Toyf, if we get Zico. It's pretty much gonna be Toyf, but as you can see, no stats. And Daramas, give us a bit of an analysis alongside these stats, because there's plenty, and the demos are something to be afraid of if you're on the side of Dive Esports or VisionGaming.
Yeah, absolutely. And, well, just a thing to note here, and last season VisionGaming were unbeaten to Dive.
Yeah,
like
felt like
they won 3-0, and then in the playoffs they won 4-2 in the semi-finals. They were very comfortable indeed against this side, no matter what Mackie says about being uncomfortable playing against Dive. It's been quite a good record for them so far. Both sides do have the highest demos in the league so far, so a very hyper-aggressive game going on here today. But yes, we are just waiting for the players. It's always the case in the Swiss scene. You're always waiting for 1 or 2, aren't you?
Yeah, obviously, and that's why I say, like, a time-oldest tale, and I felt like we simply can't lose against these guys. We can't start this year off with losing to Dive Esports. Obviously, not start year off, we had previous games, but in general, start our head-to-head against Dive with a loss. We can't simply do that, and it's a great opportunity for Toyf to just kind of stat pad something and kind of have their sort of stats. So we have an interesting change. Zico will be the one on the field. He has finally appeared, and we are ready to go. And yeah, we can finally get ourselves sorted. A time-oldest tale, as we said. VisionGaming taking on Dive Esports. Plenty of chances, plenty of moments, and it's time to prove who's the real powerhouse of this ancient derby. Rivals or not, here we go.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've talked mechanics and we've talked form, but this series isn't going to be decided by who looks the cleanest on the pitch, because when VisionGaming meets Dive Esports, Clean Rocket League goes out the window. This is about pressure, physicality, and who's willing to take bodies to take control. Two high demo teams, zero mercy. It's week 3 of 7, we're headed to Manfield for game number 1, and this series starts now.
Immediate action is upon us. Immediate demos especially. Both team, some of the most aggressive in the entire league. And let's see if it's gonna hold up. And an immediate start. And there's the aggression. Selt finds a 50 and beautifully coerces the ball into the net for a start.
Yes, perfect kickoff start. Nost positioned incorrectly after grabbing the boost there on the right-hand side for him, and just like that, 1-0 up in 3 seconds. Very strong start, as we have a few issues with our overlay here, it seems, at least on my screen. I'm not entirely sure, but it's like for the fans back home. But Engine now controlling this one. He's getting musty. Bit of a pathetic effort there, so Celt will carry this one downfield. Has control, pass inside to Mackie, denied by Nost, but Zico's there to pick up the pieces, send that one downfield. Turbo the save on the backboard, Engine with a beat. But Celt and Zico should be back for this one. Celt just taking the time there to pick that ball back up.
And that's an infield pass. Zico has a simple clear. Celt is awaiting, but he just misses the ball barely. And now Zico, he's forced to recover. Celt will be the one cutting off this passing play. But Dive Esports, they are kind of slowing down. They aren't very, let's say, I'd say prepared for this sort of showdown. Feels like they're a bit out of the, you know, level, I'd say. It seems like they're just not prepared for what we're about to bring. I don't know why. They had plenty of room to, you know, research stuff about this. They had plenty of room to learn about the transfer, and so far they haven't shown much, but that's good for us, and we'd like to keep it that way, Daramus.
Absolutely, and did you guys see that? The first demo of the game, and it only took a minute of the series for it to happen, so trying to find space already on that pitch are Dive Esports, but right now it's very much a midfield battle. Demo number 2 then for Dive already. Just, this is what you're going to see throughout the entirety of the series. But Celt carries this one, backflips, doesn't have the boost, leaves it for Mackie, solid play, knocks downfield, Turb does get the intercept, and the third demo by Dive there.
Oh, that's a great clear by Celt right now, and he's kind of the main man I was gonna say looking into. He's kind of the star man performance that we've seen, well, at least following along throughout this current league. He's the one that's kind of delivering alongside Mackie sometimes.
Ooh.
What shot coming through from Engine, but what miss coming out from Tab! From an insane shot to an insane miss, and might as well rename themselves to My Insanity.
Did we do our predictions? I feel like we didn't. I did write it down in my notes here, yeah, 3-0 for myself for Vision Gaming, and another demo, but this time the way of Vision Gaming. We will get the demo stats for you at the end of this series, because I feel like that's going to be an interesting one for you guys to look at. We do have the ball chasing link live and ready for you, but Zico looking to make a solo play of themselves, use that flip to take the boost, can cut back inside here, good communication, pops that one up high. Flip reset active, beats out one. Second flip reset? No, Celt takes it away, misses the shot, and this is dangerous now. A pinch downfield. Can Mackie get there? No! What?
Nah, it didn't feel like he could get there. It felt like he didn't have enough speed initially. The momentum was just not there for the first start. He tried to get there with a speed flip, but he simply wasn't able to get around the ball. And the pinch, he just caught him off guard. Not much he could have done in terms of just predicting the pinch. He should have just, you know, maybe play defensively expecting the pinch, but let's be for real, who expects a pinch like that?
I know I certainly wouldn't. What I do see now is an all-level scoreline with 2 minutes left to go. If there's something that Vision Gaming have been struggling with, as I shut my mouth because Zeko has provided an opportunity here 2-1, is when we concede, we very much do go down a rabbit hole, but completely denied here by Zeko with a long field bang down. It was an overcommit by Dive there.
We'll like those. We'll hopefully let them keep it happening, because the way we want to play kind of composed. We want to force them into our 50s. We don't want to force the 50s anywhere. We want to control where we take the 50s and where we don't, where we avoid them. Because sometimes some 50s are dangerous, some are simply good for us. And basically, you want to just use that corner of yours as much as possible in defense to kind of bait your position in, force them to kind of get that 50, make that 50, and then you got a man advantage. And if you need to defend, well, it's your corner. You're already on defense right now. But speaking of defense, we need to hold tight here, and Zico, beautiful clearance out there. Maybe an infield pass, Celt already waiting. Maybe even a demo coming from Zico, it doesn't matter. Celt, the main man, nets a brace from a beautiful pass off of Zico.
Mackie said his biggest strength as a player is to lose 50s to his teammates. And what in the pre-game video? Apparently it's not in the pre-game video. I don't know what you want to take of that. However, what I can take of this at the moment is with 90 seconds left to go, we do have a 2-goal advantage, which could be quickly turned around here as the ball flails around Vision Gaming's final third. Zico with a pop into the mid. There's going to be no follow. Engib with a shot. And just another little factoid for you here. I'm pretty sure CC in Engib's name is his girlfriend. Correct me if I'm wrong, Cass, but I remember that from a from another league. I can't remember what it was called for the life of me. But I am correct. Yes, CC, the name of Engib's girlfriend. A nice homage there. But we still have a 2-goal lead here, Kiki.
Plenty of room for a comeback, but the thing is, the time is running low. And thankfully that comeback is not anywhere soon. Mackie double tap maybe, but there's Selt taking it away, ruining the moment. Why would you need to do that? Mackie seemed to have everything on lock. I assume he expected the player to be on defense, but sadly, not this time. And it will be a takeaway coming through here. Maybe not. Great demo from Mackie, and it will be a simple clearance by Selt. He's trying to control it, but it could be ruined here. Not quite. Great 50 coming through and keeping us alive with only 20 seconds on the clock.
Mackie, 50s with Turb, and that's a free opportunity. Mackie will just tuck it away. Goal stolen or not, that's up for you to decide. But it's 4-1 on the scoreboard in game number 1. Very much done and dusted now. 16 seconds left. That's a complete goal steal. I'm just putting my hands in the air for that one. Mackie has stolen that.
He deserves it. After what happened to him in terms of just that double tap being taken away from him, he deserves it. I saw the double tap go in. That's how good the lineup was. Maybe he gets another chance. Not quite. Zico will not be able to set up Mackie. There's a double tap potential, and he just leaves that one to be. But a 4-1 result, we don't mind at all. Maybe one more for the road here and there. But regardless, the scoreline stands as is. The ball just needs to hit the ground, and it does. VisionGaming take game number 1.
Indeed, they do. And bear with me as I write down in my notebook here the scoreline and the stats for you. 1-4, dive down by 3 to start things off. 8 shots to 9 though, so a relatively close series in that regard. And I didn't quite catch the saves because Turb was left, but I know we've got 6 at the moment, and I think it might have just been 3 for dive.
Honestly, I have a feeling they just really had a weak defense, and in general, I think their offense also didn't show much prowess. Like, we were able to easily secure some of these saves, some of these sorts of areas where they were trying to be threatening, but they were unable to be because they simply didn't realize it was all covered off, it was all simply defended, and most of those saves are actually just kind of receives from their passes and their sort of slow shots, I dare say, at this stage. But Daramas, Forbidden Temple, plenty of time to deliver new stories, plenty of time to deliver new tales, and let's see another chapter in this interesting series. But in the meantime, I have to ask, is everything going to your expectations here so far?
Yeah, this is everything I expected. We both predicted 3-0. I feel like the server's gone down. So we are re-rolling the servers here, but I stand corrected with the saves. It wasn't just 3 saves, it was 6 saves. So they both had 6 saves each. We've just been more clinical with our shots. In fact, the maths doesn't add up because we've had 9 shots. They've saved 6, which means one of them... Oh, wait, no, the first goal. The first goal would have been an own goal.
The first goal, yeah, didn't
there.
count, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Everything to be expected at the moment. This way you expect VisionGaming to be quite dominant in game number 1, and hopefully we see a continuation, because my prediction is hanging on the line here. Me and Hodge have a battle for predictions. He's not going to be here today, so this is my perfect opportunity. But Turb has kicked things off with a kickoff goal of their own after 1 second.
Kasalian, I think you're in the wrong lobby, by the way. We need to get the game on the stream. Let's go.
It's just us here at the moment.
It's okay. He has time. So basically, guys, what happened? Simple kickoff goal for the side of dive. That's the only way they can score against us anyway, but we'll get the game as soon as possible. And there we go, we're underway again. Nothing special happened besides that. Turb managing to find some impact early on, and now we're going to look to return the favor. Zika right now, beautiful angle. Can he turn it in? Not quite! A beautiful save coming up from Njib.
How does he not tuck that away? That's an impressive shot to take, but I feel like he should have left it with the second man. But lo and behold, still 1-0. Selt should pick this one up. Bang downfield. Zico's waiting for it. Redirect towards net. Turb's going to be there to save. And Nost with a tap on the backboard carries it downfield. Mackie with a good bump though allows Zico to get possession here. Will get beat. No, Njib with a miss. Will allow Zico the pass inside. Drop inside it goes. Selt up high. Wastes a lot of boost, and well, Turb's not going to get there. What a scrappy bit of play here in these 20 seconds. We're still applying the pressure, though.
Absolutely, and now we're going to just need to wait to see if we're able to crack them under the pressure, and right now, plenty of time to do so. Turb, though, taking power into his own hands. No infield pass, Njib's not ready for it. Selt trying to dive ahead, thinking there's a 50 to be had, but not quite. Speaking of 50s, that was a beautiful one by Mackie, but we're still on the defensive end, but great pinch touch coming out from Selt there. And now, only some time left. Zico take the skies, plenty of room to work with, flicks it over, maybe a stab for the second man, not quite. It'll be a simple clearance and into a 50 we go here. Nost trying to chase this one down. Infield pass, maybe even with a bump. Could be dangerous for us, not quite. As we still remain 1 goal down.
Yeah, really awkward positioning there, though, from VisionGaming in defense. It could have easily been 2. Nost, though, even more uncomfortable. That's a miss! Mackie has to finish it. Doesn't finish it. Should be 1-all, but that is dismal. Dismal striking from Zico there. I have to call you out, because that was the cleanest opportunity you're going to get all day.
I don't know if I should help him out by blaming the smoke or anything, but that definitely seemed his, and I hope we don't live to regret later on. If this game ends in a 1-0 scoreline, it will be disastrous for the mental. But hopefully they do push through it and just, you know, forget about it, because we certainly won't. The viewers certainly won't, but hopefully they can, and it's a tougher task than some may expect. And now Zico has a chance to remedy this, so leaves it to Mackie instead, and now decides to give to Chase, but it seems like we're not controlling the ball as much as we would want to get those opportunities. We had them. We had the opportunities. You've seen them. Zico had one previously, and then another where an open net, but we're simply not able to find the finishing touch. And talking about clinicality from last game, we're missing it right now.
Mackie just trying to destroy everyone on the back line. Another demo could have been inbound there. Didn't really happen, but I just want to say there were 9 demos in the last game. 6 going the way of VisionGaming, so they're taking the space and using that opportunity, but Mackie trying to make a solo play work, doesn't really get anything out of it. Zico, though, with a perfect shot, doesn't redeem it. It's a fantastic save by Nost on that goal line. 90% of that ball was in the net for sure.
Can we get VAR, please? Please, we need to get VAR on this, because that's surely in. I need to overrule the decision of the game. It's not okay. But they still prevail, they still survive, and the saves that they're providing are simply out of this world. Selt onto the ceiling, open net, you can't miss that one. And Zico, after 6 shots, 1 goes in.
Took their time, but that beat by Selt and a bump by Mackie on the 3rd man allows Zico a perfect open net and, well, may have redeemed themselves from earlier's
9
mistake.
shots to 4.
Yeah, we've been absolutely dominant after that initial goal, and as you said, they can only score from a kickoff, it seems, does Dive, as this one, looking tantalizingly close to our net. Selt does well to get rid, and that 50's not ideal. Mackie has to get there, Zico with a good pickup. Selt was waiting downfield, waits for the touch instead. Smart play, pass inside, shot, not coming through. Nost with a save on that close post.
Oh, great control. Where he gets the 50, Selt, he's in position, he just can't find the shot nor the angle. Turb simply taken away, now there's danger, there's an open net, Selt dives in with the save. Beautiful timing, and there could be an open net. Zico put it in, does he? No! Demo just touches it in the nick of time and unable to turn it in finally. Through the smoke, there was no avail for us right there, but we are still pressing on, which is a really great sign.
Yeah, good opportunity here for Mackie now with a pass inside. Should do it, but immediately cut out by Nost. Another demo, though. Selt waiting a bit too far forward for that one, so not the most comfortable touch in the world. Does get a beat on 1, though. Has a potential to get another. Wow. Enjib with a great save again. Shot by Zico. And Nost again. A fantastic save. Like, how on earth are we not 2-1 up? The defense from Dive has ramped up significantly, but the demos are still coming thick and fast by Vision. That is a fake out. Mackie gets bumped. Nothing to deem necessary there. 5 seconds left. 1-all on the scoreboard. Will there be something before overtime? It doesn't look it, but Turb may be telling me to hold my beverage, as it will drop to the ground. We do head to overtime in game number 2.
Our first overtime, I believe so, and right now, plenty of chances. After such a dominant fashion, 4-1 the first scoreline was. Now, pushing us into OT. We can see the difference, but mainly the difference is defensive from the side of Dive Esports, as they have provided some unique, extraordinary saves. They're simply out of this world, and if they keep this up, if they win the game off of the back of it, they're going to be very happy with their defensive performance.
Indeed they are. That's a good cut by Enjib as well. Zico has to get back and flick that one up high. Low on boost though, VisionGaming. Zico will pick up that 100, but Mackie left stranded in the middle of the net. It wasn't the best touch by Turb. Zico had all the time and space. Flip reset active, goes under, but Enjib waiting as that third, patient as you like. Redirect towards the corner, but Selt will pick this one back up.
Nost able to receive it. Beats out by 1. Zico makes it just in time. Could have been dangerous right there, but Zico, he has plenty of time in the air right now. Gets a 50 at least, maybe, not quite. Simple save by Nost, gets himself a savior medal. Yet again, This man foiling our chances, but can Celt do anything about it? Double tap fakes it, no one to follow, no one to trust. And Zico is left all alone in offense, not much he can do without a second man.
It's a good touch to delay the play though, because we now have got 2 players back. Celt with a touch. Mackie has to pick this one up, does so, beats out one. Turb rotating back here. But Mackie has control. Looks for a bump, does get the bump. Turb with a save, and again dives. Dive's defensive efforts have been absolutely phenomenal. Now the counter-attack is on. Shot towards net, Celt with a good double to clear that one away.
Oh, I mean, it's just scary to look at. Regardless, the most aggressive team, you'd say, on the side of Dive Esports are providing one of the best defensive masterclasses we've seen throughout the entirety of league play. And if they keep this on, they simply will seem like an impenetrable wall. Maybe even a shot. Celt needs to get a double. He does so as well. Beautiful defensive work from Celt himself. But just talking about the defense, all 3 of the players have themselves a Savior medal, and that just speaks volumes about their rotations.
Absolutely. 2 minutes into overtime. Mackie has a free shot here, but Turb is going to be back for that one. Easy enough for them there. A follow-up shot. Celt waiting for that touch. Not the best one, but Turb missing out on that. Celt with a 50. It'll fall to Zico with a full tagger boost, and that's a misflip. Does set himself up perfectly, though. Shot on net. Saved by Turb again.
And Turb, he's really collecting his payment here. One more, he'll get another Savior medal, but there's an open net off of the demo, and finally, Celt breaks through. And after so many shots, after so many chances, 19 shots is all it took to score 2 goals on Dive Esports.
Yeah, only 19. Holy
19.
moly. And you're looking at the save counter here. You got 11 saves to, I think it's 6.
Yeah, I mean, another level. Another level. Easily said, another level. 12 saves for the side of Dive Esports is just mentality. 12-5 is just unreal, in my opinion. I mean, there is just... It speaks volumes about our offense, and we're gonna definitely claim the fact that we are the most aggressive team. But my god, Dive Esports, they might just be becoming the best defensive team in the league, but, you know, we just gave him those stats right now, and simply, here's the VAR. Alright, here's the analysis. I got the VAR. I love the work of the production. I didn't even expect it, but I'm sure this went in right here, Dynamis. If you take a look at the screen right here, it crossed the line fully, no? He covers it. He covers it just with his car barely previously. Oh, what a save from Nost. One angle he was coming through with, but sadly, simply not enough in terms of just, you know, breaking the defense. What it took was a simple demo, and I think we need to adapt that physicality a bit more in the future game.
Absolutely so. And I'm just going to try and see if I can get game number 2 up, because the demos there were insane as well in this. In game number 2, there were definitely a lot more in that game than there was in game number 1. I haven't quite got the information for you on that one, but again, both sides playing incredibly aggressive, and I love that VAR clip from Cass in the production booth. I respect that entirely from the man. I've never been disappointed by the production here at VisionGaming. It's always been top notch, but does a kickoff goal happen again here? Not quite. Celt does get that one clear. And a pass inside. Zico with a good send downfield. This could be an opportunity early on.
Oh, it is.
Ended with a miss. And a save on the goal line again by Nost.
I mean, I'm sorry for doubting it. I'm sorry for leaving no chance, but apparently there's always a chance for a save. Great demo coming up from Mackie, and the breakaway, it's too good. Same exact fashion we scored the winner. Same exact fashion we opened the 3rd game.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The aggression was perfect there. 1-0 to VisionGaming. And we said it was going to be a 3-0, and our predictions are very much on here.
It just feels like we're out of their league, and they simply didn't have a great start, and they might look to turn at least one game into their favor, but it's looking very unlikely. Mackie looking to put another one, a dagger to the heart. Zico angle found!
10 shots in the last game. Only needed the one this time. And it is an absolute perler of a double tap to find the back of the net. 2-0. 38 seconds played, and Dive, they have a massive comeback to try and achieve here.
Zico has had enough. No more chances, no more VAR needed. That one definitely went in, and right now you're going to have Zico going for another Nost diving save, but Mackie has another. Misses it just a bit wide. Zico was not there on the return, and with a demo on Maki, a breakaway is looking very likely, but Selt is there to deal with the trouble, and my god, the offense we're bringing today.
Maki, not the most controlled touch in the world, but will knock it downfield. Selt lacking boost, and Nost, if he gets a touch there, would have been dangerous, but Turb flying in, sends it to the corner of two of our players, so Zico will get that dealt with in the 50 infield. Turb left awkward. Maki's just going to go. Is that a disconnect? It has to be.
We're just gonna wait. We're just gonna reanalyze the situation. We have to... Yeah, it feels bad. But it doesn't feel like a DC in terms of ping. It feels like a D... Oh, it definitely does feel like a DC in terms of ping. He's on 164. I thought it was a controller issue, but... Yeah, very unfortunate for the side of Turb, and definitely not where you want to go, especially considering the type of game he had previously. Those internet issues need to be settled if you want to just simply get some stability alongside your teammates, get that trust factor going, because imagine every time you're playing, you just have to think, is this internet gonna cow? How do I rotate because of that? And that lingering in someone's mind is not great. Oh, Maki, threading the needle, just beautiful, and that could be the final nail in the coffin.
This is a runaway game, isn't it, for game number 3, Dive?
Oh, yeah.
Esports, their mentality is gone. Turb's internet also gone. It's not looking pleasant for Dive right now. And I will not be able to get Game 2 stats for you in terms of demos because the game just wouldn't pass, apparently. But here we are then. Zico, send that one downfield. Nost tries to bring something back, and there could be a potential chance of a comeback here. Engine with a goal. It's not out of the realms of possibility here, Kiki. 3 minutes left. It's a goal a minute.
Definitely. I will still give them a chance. They definitely deserve the opportunity, but it's a long road. It's not just about scoring. You gotta not concede, and the way we've been playing this, we're gonna set ourselves up for a Brazil. Sadly, we won't live to see a Stadio Vida if we do get the Brazil. But regardless, we'll just remember that it was in our hearts, and an early demo onto Zico might just be the opener here for a second on Dive Esports' side, but it seems like they're not able to just convert their sort of demos into offensive chances this time.
Maki then up high. Tries to pass to Zico. They're trying to team play, but Maki with a controlled touch ended up faking out Zico in the end. There's a free shot by Selt. Good save by Nost. There's only so much good saves can do for you now if you're Dive. With under half a game left to go now. They still need 3 on the scoreboard. But this is going to be shot after shot. Zico, that's his second double tap of the game. 3 shots needed to score 2.
He only knows how to score them. He doesn't know how to score anything else, apparently. Only double taps. It's either open net, nah, we don't score those. 7 open nets, nah. 10 open nets, maybe 1. But the thing is, it's apparently double tap heaven for this man here, and definitely does deserve it in terms of the skill he's produced in the final game. Alongside the other games, obviously, but I will have to say props to Dive Esports for that Game 2 defense. It's a bit sad to lose that one, but regardless, the defense was absolutely extraordinary. Scary as well to some extent, because you just couldn't find a way through in the end, but right now it seems like all of that mental, because of that lost game, has kind of shifted and even plummeted for the side of Dive.
A Brazil in Game 3 would show your dominance, but it hasn't been that way for VisionGaming in this series. Yeah, we won the first game 4-1, but that second game, you've got to feel, if Dive managed to get that goal, managed to turn it around and bring it to a best-of-3 series, we'd be seeing a completely different result here. But the confidence has just gone from Dive. There's nothing they could do. This time will keep ticking down, and the further it ticks down, you can see the percentage chance of VisionGaming winning the series. It's at about 95% already here, Kiki, because they can't get out their own half.
Absolutely, and they can see it during that comeback, so the momentum has completely been blown out of the sails, and there's just simply not enough room for the side of Dive to do anything about it. They're bumping each other even in terms of this rotation. It seems like old sort of common sense is kind of gone from this roster, while our guys are looking to do something fancy, and you can see the difference, the gap in confidence. It's just tremendous.
Final 50 then. And it's all done and dusted in my mind, as VisionGaming are just looking to get clips now for Kasalian to put in the next broadcast. And, well, they're not seeming to link up that well, to be fair, if they hunt him for clips, because Dive are still trying to put a stop to it. They don't want any highlight reel being put against them, but we've already had a fantastic double tap by Zico, but he's just missed a free opportunity, I feel. This man can't hit an open net for the life of him.
I'm rooting for the Brazil here. We might just get Zico. He does coerce it in. And right now, 1 goal remaining for that Brazil. I mean, in what fashion? You shoot 19 shots on target, only able to score 2 in the previous game. And now you've not even hit that number yet concretely. You've only at 15, and you already scored 6. So the difference in clinicality is huge, and especially in defense for Dive Esports here. It's severely visible, and you're looking at this sort of roster, and you kind of feel bad as well, just because imagine getting put 19 shots against you, and you're still able to clutch into overtime, but not able to score. It just feels infuriating. The offense needs some work here, and as the final few seconds do count down, it seems like the ball will hit the ground here. It is dropped. Meki keeps it alive for a split second, maybe even some sort of Brazil, not quite. That's an open net miss from Selt. Horrid. But regardless, 3-0, VisionGaming remain undefeated against Dive Esports. I mean, try next year. Try next year, right?
Try next year, indeed. Diving out of this week number 3, VisionGaming taking a perfect sweep, and that is my prediction correct for today. I'm quite happy with that one. Hodge, yeah, I'd say something. I'd do something, but you know, I've got to respect the man. He's not here today. But
I'm looking for Hodge. He's not under the table. I don't know where he is, honestly. I can't seem to find him anywhere. What happened? Is there some banter I missed?
No,
unfortunate.
It's just a personal rivalry we've got. But yes, we're gonna go to a quick break, and then we'll get an interview for you ready for VisionGaming. So stick around for that one, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes.
And welcome back, everyone. And before we do talk to the fabled man in the beautiful attire as well, we will have to just have an overview again for Dive, as their season is really not great. I mean, besides having an overview for us, I just have to say I feel a bit bad for Dive, because their playoff chances, they're running slim here at Aramis. I have to say, they're running very slim. Yeah,
they're gonna have to pull out results from
top teams.
And so yeah, they've got a terrible run up until week 7, where you should hope they get a win in week 7. If they don't, then that will just really be their season in a nutshell. They've got a really tough run of games as well. They feel like they should have started it strong against us, against VisionGaming. But like, even then, you look at their previous results, they just haven't been getting anywhere with it. So it's just painful for them. And yeah, unlucky, I say, to Dive. We go next, but we're here for VisionGaming. We're here for our 2nd win of the season. And the table now, hopefully, looks a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the next matchup being ladies first, you can see they're not having a great season, so it might be a free win in the books coming through for the next game. So we're obviously looking forward to that one. But Dive now bottom of the scoreboard with Nost, single game won. And yeah, it's just a bit rough, but that puts us in a good position right now. It puts us in a solid top 4 right now, and it's plenty of room to work towards just securing that top 4, because it's a lot easier to qualify into these playoffs through top 4 than having to go 5, 6, or 7. So you genuinely want to secure that sort of space, and I feel like this is an okay space. I feel like it's a very okay space, especially considering that Seraph just lost the previous game. It's a very solid place to be, and some of the games we have lined up are a bit easier opponents than you would expect them to be outside Aramis.
Yeah, absolutely. But we do have, as you said, an interviewee in the booth, and who other than Maki. Maki, welcome to the booth once more. A 3-0 result, very comfortable for you, but you had doubts about even going for a perfect sweep. Talk us through that.
I mean, yeah, we're very happy with the result this week, especially from last week's, weird loss, I'd say. So, yeah, very happy with the result today. We played good, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely deserved, and I will say, that Selt Maki combo as well, it seems like it's not as much as just you two. It seems like you're definitely trying to incorporate the third in terms of that chemistry just flourishing, and it seems like Zico is kind of, you know, that one-man army that you kind of just, you know, let do what he wants to do with those double tap, those sorts of play, while you and Selt just make those combination of plays. Is that some sort of pre-planned method, like whenever you and Selt pick up a player, or is that just something that came naturally in this roster?
I think it just came naturally. I mean, Zico is a very good solo player, so he just likes to take the ball. Very young player, very mechanical. So I think that's just dynamic that happens automatically. It's like we had the same dynamic kind of when we teamed with Zico last time, like half a year ago. So yeah.
Very nice. And just to say, you wanted consistency. This is your second time playing this roster now in the league. A bit of consistency starting to show. But honestly, tell me honestly, did you expect to leave this series with 45 shots?
45 shots?
45 shots total.
Okay, now I didn't know about that.
Second game, you had almost 20. You were one off.
Doesn't look like consistency that much for me.
No, it was in total. It was in total. The whole team.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, the whole team 45 shots, not just yourself. That would be
Hey,
incredible.
No. I mean, yeah. If we can hold pressure and score in the end, I think that's gonna work out for us.
Yeah, I mean, pleasure, honestly. But one more question. Ladies first up next. They look like an easy opponent. What are you predicting here? Potential 3-0? Have some difficulties? Any difficulties, Maki?
I hope not. I hope it's gonna be a 3-0 again.
All right. Well,
anything other than a 3-0 Mackie, I'm honestly going to be asking questions of you. Don't worry about it. Okay. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap up the interviews. I've got another stream I need to head off to. I'll be heading to an RLCS team stream. Kiki, you're probably busy later on as well. But Mackie, any final words for us?
any shout outs? Anyone?
Shout out to my mates, and we're not gonna lose again so easily this season.
Wow.
Bold words. Wow, that's bold words. Be careful in playoffs, but yeah. And thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And thank you so much for watching. I've been joined in the back by Kasalian, the lovely producer, as always, for VG. Maki, Selt, and the boys obviously delivered alongside Zico. You know, as always, we expected that sort of result. And I've been joined also by the beautiful co-caster in Daramus. We'd like to thank you all for watching. It's been an absolute pleasure. And we will see you all next time.